Kenshin and Kaoru, and even Yahiko, have small roles in this act, but if their inclusion was so that this joke can play out, where the vendor unknowingly begins to insult the Seki Hotai and Kenshin and Kaoru jump in to save him from Sanosuke's wrath, is 100% worth it. Welcome everyone to the Wandering Samurai Study, in which we review and analyze every single act told in Rurouni Kenshin. This is Act 45, Extra Sanosuke and Nishiki Paintings. Let's quickly get into this chapter summary review and we'll get into the talking points. Sanosuke is hanging out at the Akabeko when Tai asks him to buy her a Nishiki painting of a famous Bakumatsu era veteran. At the vendor, Sanosuke discovers a painting that resembles his former captain of the Seki Hotai and seeks out to find the artist who drew the Nishiki painting. Oh, and Kaoru and Kenshin follow him there to make sure that he was okay. Sanosuke finds the artist and it is revealed that the artist is a fellow Seki Hotai survivor. Sanosuke and his former comrade Katsu catch up and he reveals that he's been plotting to reform the Seki Hotai and to take down the Meiji government. First off, this act begins with text boxes not spoken by any character to reintroduce us to Sanosuke. At first I was puzzled by this inclusion. We've all spent time with Sanosuke. Sure, his role in the Raijuto arc was very minimal, but it's not as if he had gone away and suddenly returned. The contents of the text box is to remind us that Sanosuke had a different persona before becoming part of the Kenshingumi. After the text box though, we are reminded once more of Sanosuke's past before meeting Kenshin, where the people at the Akabeko recall what Sanosuke was like before his ice heart melted, describing his eyes to be solid and sad despite having a smiling face. All of this is to eventually get us to the reunion of Sanosuke and his former teammate Katsu, where Sanosuke describes that he's been living a happily living carefree life these past few years in the Meiji, and his friend reveals that he's had the opposite experience, ever so slowly plotting to take down the Meiji while wallowing in his misery. The text box at the beginning and the comment made by Sanosuke's friend are here to remind us that Sanosuke was in the same spot not too long ago. Maybe not to the extent of Katsu, where he took it a step further by slowly replotting the reemergence of the Seki Hotai. Next, let's move on to the Akabeko. The Akabeko was introduced early on in the story as a place of special occurrence. Kaoru had to sell a family painting to make the money for them to go out to eat. I'd like to think that maybe because Yahiko got a job there that the rest of the group probably gets a special discount, but truly, who knows. On the other hand, we know that Sanosuke has a tab that is separate from the rest of the group, so it's understandable to see Sanosuke hanging out at the Akabeko frequently. And even though he has no intention of paying it, I'm certain that Tai knows this as well. Sanosuke is likely to continue getting away with this as he's become chummy with the daughter of the owner of the Akabeko. And Tai asking Sanosuke to do favors such as these is her way to justify continuing to allow Sanosuke to skip out on his tab that they both know he will never pay. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Kenshin and Kaoru have small inclusions in this act. There's really not a whole lot to say about it, but the takeaway from this, besides the awesome joke in the beginning, is that Kenshin and Kaoru have time for themselves on a quiet day such as this one. Yahiko is out working and Sanosuke is out doing favors for Tai or bumming it around at the Akabeko. And even though we don't know what these two are up to, we can use this as a way to fill our imaginations with how these two get along with one another when everyone is out. Maybe a date? Who knows? I'd like to think so. But Sanosuke running into Kenshin and Kaoru out in the street tells me that it's possible that the vendor is pretty close to the location of the dojo if you can run into these two in a city such as Tokyo. And let's go full circle with this video by talking about Katsu. Besides the out-of-universe explanation as why Katsu was not included in the original flashbacks of the Seki Hotai, being that he was not yet invented, I can easily interpret these past memories of Sanosuke not including Katsu as Sanosuke's pain with the Seki Hotai being so ingrained with Captain Sagara more so than the team itself. When Sanosuke thought back to the Seki Hotai and the ending that it meant, those memories linked to Sanosuke's pain is so powerful that the captain is the most vivid experience for him. Had he spent the last 10 years thinking about happier memories, maybe Katsu would be included. And that covers Act 45 of Rurouni Kenshin. Join me next week as we conclude this extra story arc with Sanosuke and his buddy from the past, and the end of Volume 6. If you like this video and you want to see more, then consider subscribing to the channel and watch the backlog of Rurouni Kenshins that I already have up on the channel. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video and comment down below your thoughts on this analysis. What did you guys think of Katsu not being in the original memories and having been included here? Share this video out to your friends who are Rurouni Kenshin fans, and I'll catch you all in the next one.